body prepares itself for a guest to arrive and the guest does not arrive.
I start getting angry, like constantly angry about anything and everything.
They show her ass in the picture. Like, okay, we get it. That's like, please.
They don't get any action as well, and that pisses them off as well.
Start thinking, was I too harsh? Is it my period?
Okay.
From the students and face the board and
Oh
sit
my
on the
God.
ground. Oh my god.
You ask Kaveri, Kaveri, how are you? I'm good. What do you want? Then you just step back, saying, okay.
Yes.
It is okay to ask curious questions again. Let me be very exact. Don't be creepy.
Hello, all. Welcome to Virtually Unfiltered. You start watching a show thinking it's a rom com. There is a comedy, there is humor, there is love, romance, but all of a sudden there is a murder. There's a secret twin and multiple plot twists within the first episode of the show. That's how I am feeling today. I thought I would know the basics of the topic, but no. There is plot twists, there is craving, there is cramps, there is a lot more than what we could imagine. So, to help us through this journey, we have two brave warriors,
Yes.
Koveri and Shivani, joining us. Please welcome. Round of applause, round of applause here. Say hi, hi, say hi to the camera.
Hello.
Yeah. So, without further ado, I did 1.5 hours of the rehearsals and 2 hours of the introductions with multiple takes. So, without further ado, today's topic is not a full stop but a period. Let's get
Oh,
started.
nice.
Yeah. So that's an improvised one. That's not a printed
Nice.
one. That's an improvised
It's a
one.
good one.
Yes. So let's get started. What exactly is a period? What is a period? Please,
Full stop.
Shivani. Yeah. The period is common, no?
No, it's a full
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 stop.
stop.
stop and period is the same.
Yeah.
So I telling not a full stop but a period doesn't make sense then now. It's okay. So yes, just let us. Okay, in order to all the jokes apart, I think as guys we have no clue, and it's always been such a big taboo to talk about. It's not something which is seen as a very natural process happening in a human being, but is always seen as something. Oh my god, it's that time of the month. There is a lot of taboo. Let's try and deconstruct all the taboo. And in the period topic, if I am talking more, we are not doing justice to the whole topic. So I want to hand over the mic and let's get started with what exactly is a period. What happens? What is the process? I just want to understand to start. Let's start with that.
Shivani, go ahead.
Yes.
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 So, to make it sound as simple as possible, even though it's very complex, it's more or less where the body prepares itself for a guest to arrive and the guest does not arrive. And then there's a cleanup that happens every month. It is more of an inconvenience that folks feel, but also more of resilience as well. So, again, going back to biology, it's where the uterus prepares itself for a baby, but every other month the baby does not come, and it's again a cleanup. Takes a toll on the body, but is again something that I would call each lady, each girl going through to be a very resilient warrior, like you said. What about you, Kaveri? What
Oh,
are your
that's a
thoughts?
very interesting
It
way
was
of
a
putting it. Sorry to say, because I wanted to add the question saying, explain what exactly is period, thinking that I'm a 5 year old. And this kind of had that without adding that clause.
yes.
Okay, but yeah, a lot of complicated terms are also used, resilience and all. But yeah, good. What exactly? Kaveri, please.
I think I can't put it better than how she did.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just every month. In a sad way, if I have to put it, it's just your body punishing you for not having a kid. In pretty much what she said, but yeah, it feels like a punishment, I would say, because you have to go through the like, I'm again not defining periods again because she's done a very good job about it, but it's more of going through the cramps, the pain, the mood swings, the hormonal stuff, and everything that goes behind it, also the feelings that you feel, like also the uncomfort of having to go through it. Forget about even the pain, it's just the you're not comfortable throughout those days that you get your period. Yeah. Not really what a period is, my response was, but in general, yes.
No, but when
Hmm.
you say about the like expecting a guest or expecting a baby or thing, so ideally it happens expecting that that's the natural phenomena which is supposed to do, is it?
Yes.
Hmm. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And how often does it happen? Like in a normal scenario, what exactly is the time period for each? I have read it. It's not like I don't know and I'm asking, but I just want to understand in a context like how often does it happen and what exactly is to be in a very crude way, what exactly is the, again I'm asking the same question again. So how often does it happen and what is the process of that when it comes in terms of understanding what happens?
Okay, let me
Anybody go first?
ask Shivani to start with because I go through a little different set of days and all
Yeah.
of that. So I want Shivani to maybe mention her experience first.
Hmm. So on the frequency of it, it's more or less every 28, 30 days that it occurs, a period in a month. And of an average that I am aware of, basis my menstrual cycles, it lasts from anywhere between 5 to 7 days, mostly five. So that's how a cycle looks like, a normal cycle looks like. Again, not uh, refining it or confining it, sorry, to only 5 to 7 days. There are some people who just have it for 3 days, and I've heard of some girls and my colleagues telling that it actually at times extends to 15. Again, the inconvenience of it is a little lasting. But yeah, that is what I know about the kind of days a cycle can have. And again, why it happens, it again comes back to I guess our 10th standard biology, where once you get your periods, you are a woman. So your body, I think, it automatically understands that you have the capability to bear a baby, and when there is no delivery of a baby or when the baby does not arrive, I think it crashes out and it cleans itself up. So it's more like a thing that happens every month. Inconvenience, yes, again, quoting, but I feel it's more uh, like scars of a warrior. You go through it every month, and you go through it every month. It's again, you come back stronger, is what I feel. Again, experiences
Okay.
are very different. So I would say, to me, it feels like that. Once I get through my cycle, I feel like a fresh person, a new being who's gone through all kinds of mood swings. So I'm ready to face any hard day. You give me anything, I'm going to face it because I've already gone through my period. So it's not going to get worse. So that's how I
That's
see it.
actually very,
So
very,
nice
very
way of
nicely
putting.
put. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, Shivani, now
Yes.
you should be the one talking. I'll just listen to her talking at this point. I think if I have to explain in terms of maybe scientifically speaking, basically the uterus has like a lining of blood so that if a baby is what is it called? Yeah, the first fertilization takes place basically.
Hmm.
So in that case, it's the uterus can actually hold the baby and actually protect the embryo or whatever the entire stages. So that is where the it's like a cushion for the baby, the
Hmm.
blood that is there and. Now that if the person is not pregnant is what they find out, that's where the blood is like, okay, there's no point in this blood existing in our uterus anymore, so it's removed from our body, like scientific explanation in a very simple term. But coming to the number of days.
So it's mostly like a neighboring uncle spying on you, like, oh, nothing is happening. Let
Yeah,
me throw out blood then. Yeah.
yeah. That sounded very very wrong.
Sorry, sorry. I wanted to. It came something else here, but yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So I think coming to number of days, what Shivani mentioned is actually very normal, and the average number of days and all of that is true. But for me, it's totally different because sometimes my periods have gone up to 22 to 25 days. And sometimes it's just 1 or 2 days where we have the spotting. That's what it's called when it's very little periods. So that has also happened. So this again goes towards the PCOD and stuff. So yeah, that it's like for me, sadly, it's never the normal. Like I think when I was younger, I did have like 5 to 7 days. I think in general, I used to have 9 days. It was always on the higher side. But now I think The fluctuations are a lot, and it has gone up to 25 days, is what I remember. Yeah.
Well, you mean to say 25 days you will have period?
I had my period, yes,
Oh my.
at a
Like it,
stage.
it, it stays for 25 days.
Mhm.
It's not often for me. It's just this has happened like 2 3 times now, where I've had it continuously for 25 days and then it stops. So because of that, my cycle gets missed. So next month it
Mhm.
cannot come back like 3 days later, right? Again.
Correct, correct.
So
It's all.
Mhm.
No, but 25 days can't be there for like one year, once 25 days, and it's like it's
I
covered for all.
wish it would have been so easy, no? Yeah, at
Yeah.
least I would be like, 1 month I'm going to be on leave from work and everything, and I'll be like, okay, now I'm back. We can take over the world.
So when you guys mentioned about the inconvenience, what exactly are the inconveniences? Like, what do you basically feel? And also, I want to add one term also in here. I've been hearing, and it's been very vaguely used by people saying, "Hey, maybe she's PMSing or something." What the hell is PMS?
Giovanni, I want her to,
I
because she
would.
puts it in very positive
No,
terms.
we will try and do it. Like I'll ask her one question, I'll
Yes,
ask you one question, so that
Mhm.
it's,
yes.
or else it will like you will have to say
Repeat.
yes, yes,
Yes.
I agree, and I'll continue on that. Let's try and do that like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaveri, you can go ahead and answer the PMSing thing. I think you will
Okay.
have more
Do you know the full
insights.
form? I don't remember the full form of PMS,
What,
honestly.
ladies? You came for period episode without knowing what exactly is the
You
PMS
told us
full
not to.
form, huh?
She's searching. She's searching on Google. Okay.
Just
By the
to
time
just cut
she,
this out, it's called premenstrual syndrome.
okay. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, this is pretty much mood swings. Like, if you have to say, it's like usually, if at least personally, I've noticed this. 1 month before I get, sorry, 1 week before I get my periods, I start getting angry, like constantly angry about anything and everything. And that is because of the hormonal changes that happens in our body. It's not for everyone again. For some people, it's before their periods. Some people, it's during their periods. For some people, it will continue even after their periods a little bit as well. And
Mm.
yeah, the worst part is people telling you're PMSing, like it has
Yeah,
a
that's what
trigger.
I was getting at thinking. It's not something which you can control, and it can actually impact your thinking in so many ways. But
Yes.
people using that when you are actually being opinionated and when you're actually giving your true emotion, saying you are angry, then they are telling, "Oh, you are PMSing." So it's like
Hmm.
I have some pain, then like somebody kicked you in the nuts. So I think, yeah, it's like that. It's not necessarily all the pain, but I think my examples also have to be careful. I'm coming with very random examples, but yeah.
Yeah. But what was the other question? I think I missed it.
What exactly are the challenges? Like, what are the, you guys mentioned about, I forgot the term. You mentioned
The
something
Inconvenience.
important.
inconvenience. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Inconvenience. Yes. So that I think it's just like, imagine, how do I make it? Okay. Okay,
Now,
this is
in your body, where all you will feel the problem? I'm
here
simplifying the
till
question.
end. So,
Uh,
like, at least for me, right, when I get my periods, first thing is I don't have energy to do anything properly. I want to just sleep on bed 24/7. This is my experience. And then second thing is, at the same time, I have bad cramps. Those cramps are not just situated on my stomach. It'll go at the back, it'll be on my thighs, it'll be on my butt, everywhere, pretty much. The pain is just everywhere. And along with that, it's just the fact that, imagine there's a tap open 24/7. You can't close the tap. What will you do? Yeah, you have
um,
no control. At least closing the tap you can do in real life. You can't do that. And because of that, especially at night, I think it depends on the period products people use. But imagine if you sleep just straight like this, you can never sleep straight
Hmm.
with your periods because you will stay in the bed. So you have to turn towards the
um,
side, and because you turn to the side, you have like a side pain, a leg pain, and all of that. And then again, you have to switch, and whole night you will have pains on all the sides of the body. So yeah,
Hmm.
these are a few of the inconveniences that I'm mentioning. Yeah.
I think it will be so. I think now people are very much aware and people are knowing that, okay, people like understand a little bit more about period. But I think you understand your girlfriend or your people's period timing, then you will also know when to behave how.
Yes.
I think that's also very necessary. That would bring me to my next question. Do you think men are very much aware? Do you like the men whom you see in your life in general? It's not just your boyfriend or your somebody. So it could be like from your father to your colleagues to your friends, whoever you meet. Do you think men are educated enough about this? Or what is your tippany on the beautiful men you meet on a day-to-day basis about this particular topic? And what do you feel if there is a lack? What do you think? Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So, with the men around me or the boys around me, even the men in my family, I feel they are, um, I wouldn't say merely, maybe average educated about what periods are, or what happens to a girl or a woman when she goes through it or when she gets her first period. Um, and how I would like for that to improve is possible just grapevine conversation. It shouldn't be treated as taboo as it is
Yeah.
treated right now, especially with advertisements. It makes it look so fancy. A girl running, wearing white pants,
Yeah,
a
I
girl just
think
turn.
I find it very funny that okay, it's very I don't know how else to put it. She's jumping and sitting on the bike. They show her ass in the picture. Like, okay, we get it. That's like, please,
No, they're
let's
trying
like.
to show there are no staining because of the period pads that she's using. That is their main
No,
Hmm.
but
motto.
still, I find it like why it has to be any different. You could make any other in general ad without
Hmm.
actually highlighting that and saying that okay, it was period and it was normal. You could make her
Yeah.
maybe do something else, but not focus on the ass. I'm sorry, but I don't know how else to put it. She jumps on, sits on the car, and they like it's an ass show. She does something
True.
else, they show the ass. Like what the hell?
True.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. I think there are many advertisements, but they're not very educative in nature. It's just, I think, more of a show. And like you said, maybe to show how good looking the model is who's working, of course she is, and possibly the better how better a certain sanitary product is when compared to the others. The main motto of it possibly educating folks is, I think, nil. Apart from advertising the product, which I again understand that is the cause of an advertisement, it kind of lacks the like
Education
the
side of it.
dearth of education that it can provide. So I mainly feel it's communication is key. I don't know how many people are going to take the time to even read about periods or try and understand what periods are, even in a day and age where AI is so vast. So I think it is okay and it should be okay. It's always been okay that girls need to stand up and speak. There should be more such events where you just maybe go to schools, speak in a class where it's co-ed, and just speak about periods. Let boys shy away at first, but at least they understand it's not something like you. It's not
Yeah, I
you.
want to get my question just little like this, and I think Kaveri, with her calm mind, her calmness, what she normally shows, I want her to answer. Why do you think it's a taboo, Kaveri? Why do you think it even became a taboo? And I know you are the most calm person. You don't get angry and all. Please answer this with that. Why do you think it actually became a taboo in the first place?
Again, I think this we can link to the gender roles episode a bit
I
here.
think if we release that before this
Yeah,
episode, so
if we do,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Now at least we have to release that before
Yes.
this, but
But that clearly mentions because at one point, like women really didn't have any say about anything in life. And that is why, like, men wanted life to be convenient according to their needs. And this was an inconvenience to them in multiple ways because this periods is where they don't get any action as well and that pisses them off as well. And I'm being very blunt and honest here. So
true,
and
true.
at the same time I don't think they really cared enough to
Yeah.
understand, and
Mhm.
I'm actually grateful to all the men who are right now putting more than enough effort because what I notice in my office also, right? Like all my colleagues who are my friends or anyone, if I do mention about cramps, they don't like shy away, change the topic. They're like, "Are you okay? Do you
Mhm.
need anything? Do you need
Yeah,
some?"
I think when you
Mhm.
guys said
Yeah.
also the like when I asked about the men education, men knew enough that it is that time of the month. Men did not know, or at least what I have understood is they don't know enough to know what to do. It's
Yes.
like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's
Yeah.
that tough of the month.
Yes.
They know that much only is what I felt, but I am not generalizing
Mm-hmm.
because I see it has changed.
It
I
has.
see people are putting an effort to actually understand. Yes.
But one point I wanted to make is this is something I also recently found out where all the period products that are actually created was never tested with a woman's period blood. So none of the products that exist are actually relevant to periods at all because it was never tested on them. Because back then men were the people who were testing this and they just used
No,
Mm-hmm.
okay. They tested with men's blood or what? What
normal
exactly
blood,
did they?
just normal blood. They never bothered about period bloods because, again, it's not the
Mm.
same. The blood will have clots and it's not the same
Yeah.
consistency as our blood in
Mm-hmm.
our whatever body. So
Yeah.
that's where, even because of that, it is like it's affecting people today because maybe the products are not that great and that's why we struggle with staining issues. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
So I want to remember one. I have seen one very funny ad. So it's funny because it was also promotion of a pad advertise. So one lady, Japanese lady, is sitting in a boat and going in a river
Okay.
or sea, wherever the sharks are there. She's a shark coming towards her. Then, as it is actually approaching her, she jumps into the water where the whole ocean is sunk by the pad and the shark is out of water. Actually, I want to add that clip on. It's so actually whatever the problem we have said. That's I have seen. That's the most creative advertisement. Like when she jumps, it sucks out the entire ocean, and then the shark is right next to her. Like it is doing villa 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 because there is no water for it to drink. So that's the level of and like just we are looking at the human part of it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
now, yeah, I want to go to on to the. Do you guys remember your first period and what happened? What happened? What exactly? Stories, the experience part, where the people, the 115 subscribers, are eagerly waiting to get to this part. So please, yeah,
Shivani, do you remember?
I don't exactly remember, but my mum does. I think it was not as dramatic as I expected it to be. I thought it'll be a memory that I'll carry with all the dramatics. But it was one thing that I had more like an advantage of is I have elder cousin sisters, so they had already like told me
Oh,
what
okay.
it's going to feel like, what happened. So I never thought it was more like a issue or a disease, which is not at all. So when it happened, I think it just happened. My mom keeps telling me that I had my first period when I was here at home at during some holidays. So I think I was at the most comfortable place possible. So yeah, it's not dramatic, and I'm glad that I got to have my
yeah.
first
No,
period in a place where
I
I
am
have
also glad
family
it is
around.
not
Hmm.
dramatic. It shouldn't be dramatic, but
Yes.
yeah, I have heard
Hmm.
and it gets dramatic. Yes,
Yes.
Koveri.
Very true.
Mine is so it's a lengthier story here because
Hmm.
before I got my periods also, I was in fourth grade, I believe. So I had gone swimming. And so basically, I think not going into too much details, but I had like a surgery or whatever when I was a really small kid. And because of that, when I'd gone swimming, right? Because of like those stitches, how do I put it as if nothing happened, okay? But I had blood when after I went swimming, and then there was like a burning sensation and all of that, and there was blood. So I had no clue about periods at this point. Okay. So when I came
Hmm.
home, my mom, I still remember now I realize, like, because I didn't know what periods were, I just came, told my mom this happened, hingai to and everything. And she was like confused because she didn't know if it is my period or not. And then
Hmm.
there was no blood after that. So that was like a period scare that happened. But even after that, I didn't know what periods was. Before that, uh, I think I'd gone to play with a certain set of friends, and they're like, "Do you know what periods is?" And I was like, "Yeah, classes."
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Very wonderful, wonderful. Yeah.
no clue. They're like, "No, no, not this." I was like, "Okay, then tell me." And no one is willing to tell me. So I ran home. My parents were sitting. I screamed. I was like, "Tell me what periods are."
So your father was also there in the room when you did this?
Yes, but they didn't tell me with both of them. Like they were like nothing classes. They also said the same.
Well, that's why you got the classes answer form. Okay.
I mean, you just say which period is it, right? So that way. But then I think after that, I remember we had classes because I got this in my fifth or sixth grade holidays again. I was lucky.
Mhm.
But I was so sad that day because I wanted to go swimming and I got my period. So I couldn't go swimming. It was a very sad moment. My mom was like, no, no, you can't go. I was like, why? It's okay, let it happen, and all of that. Then, yeah, that is where at this point I knew. But the thing was that back then also, like coming back to the previous question that you mentioned, like how taboo is it and all. I don't know why. Personally, I found it to be very taboo, and I couldn't face my dad for a few days. Like, he has never said anything. Even now, I just
Mm.
go to him and I'll be like, hey, I'm on my periods. I cannot. Like, he's very open. I can tell anything. But I don't know. It was just in my mind, and I couldn't talk to him for a few days properly. And then
How
when
did it go away then? Like, is it still a taboo, or how
no,
did you
no.
actually come over that?
No, it was the first time I ever got my periods, right? That's when I felt it. After that whole
Okay,
thing,
okay, okay.
but the
Mhm.
first time I was like so awkward. I'm like, should I go out? Like, he's there. Is it going to be awkward? Like, there was no education around this at all at
Mhm.
that point. So, yeah, I felt that. And then they both were like, because I think I stained the bed also. My dad would normally change the sheets. I didn't do anything.
Mhm.
So, still, it was like very awkward. Oh, shit. I stained the bed and all of those things. But then it automatically went away, I think, because it was like openly spoken about
So
over.
it's most, it
Mhm.
was kind of normalized also for
Yes.
you in a way where it did not.
Hmm.
So I want to ask one question where did you ever feel uh different or less or not so good about getting period with someone? Like, did someone make you guys feel something like that, or did you have ever encounter of that where it did not feel like okay? Oh, is it like in general you feel right? It's not some. It's something which is naturally which is happening, but you would be made to question like, oh, am I the problem or something like that? Do you guys ever had a moment like this with respect to periods? I hope not, but if it is, yes, please share. Anybody
Mm,
Anything,
can do this.
Shivani? Or let
I
me
would
go
say,
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not because of anyone at all. It's just, I think by now people also know, you also know that I overthink a lot. But for me, it was, again, my mind where it kind of felt like, why me? Not really with
Mhm.
anyone being involved in any way at all, but it was like, why should I go through this uncomfort and pain? And at the same time, that also means, like, just because you're getting your periods, like at that point when I was a kid, I didn't understand, but it also means you will be the one responsible to have a child, be pregnant, deal with breastfeeding. So
Oh,
that kind
okay.
of gave
Mhm.
you me the thing that, oh, it's not just a struggle that will end in a few years. It's just added
Mhm.
on struggles you will have for the rest of your life. And then you also have to deal with the menopause, which is ending of this, which you should be grateful for, but it will be worse than, at least from the
Yeah.
stories I've heard. So it's not
Mhm.
really anyone doing anything, but it kind of adds as a burden on me. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Sorry, Shivani, go ahead.
No, no, I completely understand. Again, thank God there has not been a person who made me feel any less because of this. I would for sure cut them off if there was one. I'd say it's more of our thoughts, like Kaveri said, when we are either PMSing or during our period, it just takes over. And I do overthink situations, even if it's just something that's happening at work, or I just have a talk with someone. I may be a little harsh, and then I start thinking, was I too harsh? Is it my period?
Okay. It's not more like okay, okay, I get it. It's your
Yeah,
reaction during the period is something what you get. Okay,
true.
okay, I get it.
Hmm.
And
So
also,
it's
I
more
think
like
those are
that.
extreme sometimes, the responses that
Hmm.
we end up giving, which is not really meant because of them, it's just because of our
True.
heart. That time
Yeah.
PMS
Yeah.
does cause a difference, but no one else has the right to say that except me to.
So it could be PMSing, but you can't say PMSing.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Right?
someone
Exactly.
going through pain, and you're like, "Oh, you're going through pain. That's why you're acting like this." That's not normalized, right? So this
Yeah, yeah.
also needs to be
Hmm.
Understand,
True.
guys.
yes,
Understand they are PMSing, but don't tell it out loud.
yes,
In your
yeah,
head, you can just
Exactly.
step back. You
yes.
ask Kaveri, Kaveri, how are you? I'm good. What do you want? Then you just step back, saying, okay,
Yes.
you be good.
Yes.
Let me stay
Yes.
away from you. Yeah.
Yes.
You got
So,
that right.
continuing on the similar topic of asking the question, so were there any awkward moments in your lives, or any awkward stories or encounters? What happened? Any stories regarding that? Plus, stage
Mm.
is yours.
You want to go first?
Okay, so for awkward experiences, I think one is very much on the top of my mind. Always is because this was when I was in seventh grade. I was in
Mm-hmm.
school and I had gotten my periods, and my periods again, this was the time where even in school I had one period where I had it for up to 22 days or something.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I think I'd stained my skirt, and that time I was still very new to how to deal with staining, first of all. I used
Mm-hmm.
to like stain initially very often, and slowly I learned not to. But when I was in school, I stained my skirt. And luckily, I had my sweater and everything, but it was so low that I had to wear my like the jacket tight around as if it's like half of my butt was not tight. So it's slipping.
Mm-hmm.
The sweater is also constantly slipping. And the worst part added to that was when this happened, I don't remember. I think I was talking to someone and the teacher caught me. And this was, we had the zero period or something, okay,
Mm-hmm.
where we had the school day
What an
period.
irony. Yeah. Sorry, what an irony. Yeah.
I realized.
I,
Yeah.
yeah.
So at that point, we had the school day function that was going to happen. So a lot of people were going for dance practice, that practice, this practice. I was not involved in anything. So I was in
Mm-hmm.
class, and because the teacher caught me talking, she called me to the front of the class and face away from the
Oh,
students and face the board and
oh
sit
my
on the ground.
God.
Oh my God. In general, that would be so awkward, but I also
That is
had,
that scene flashing in your head or
yes,
in the eyes right now? Tuck,
yes.
tuck. Is it flashing? Okay.
Yeah, at that time it was like a gray uniform. Luckily, I was able to manage, but when I'm about to stand up, like the sweater was about to fall off. Luckily, it didn't,
Oh
but
no.
it was
Mm-hmm.
such an awkward period. But the best part was at that point when we were in seventh grade, there was a guy in class who understood this was happening, and he was like, "How can I help you?" Like, who taught that person at seventh grade? I really appreciate his mother for even giving this
Mm-hmm.
kind of an education. Like, he was my crush also. That is different, but.
Oh my God! We are going from periods to pyar.
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah, he was really nice. Like, even before I had the stain and before I was called in front of the class and stuff, I think I was talking to him about this only, and he was cool about it. Like, it was not
Mm-hmm.
something very taboo to talk about. He was
Mm-hmm.
comfortable
that's
talking
very
about it,
rare.
which is
To
really
be very
sweet.
honest,
Yeah.
that's very rare. Yeah.
Yes,
True.
yeah. In seventh grade, who will tell? I myself
True.
learned right before getting periods, so yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
Shivani,
really
sorry, I
sweet.
took over the space.
And
no, no,
no,
it's
yes.
okay.
I can completely agree. I think one best friend for all of us during school, especially girls, is our sweaters or our jackets, because you don't know when
And you need it.
the surprise guest will arrive and when you just need something around you. So I can completely agree with you on that. Um, Again, back in high school, where it was the first period of my class, and I wasn't prepared fully that day. I did not have a sanitary napkin with me, and I had my period. To recount what happened was basically Khatron Ke Khiladi episode, but the positive part or one thing that was in my favor was my uniform. Back then, we had a kurta uh, like that we wore in the top, and we had full pants at the bottom and a tiny waistcoat as well. So I knew that my pants were getting stained, but my kurta was kind of the savior of the show. I was too shy of a student to try and ask for help. Again, thoughts of being a burden, which I certainly wasn't. I wasn't too comfortable asking for help from my teachers as well. So I tried to manage and see what I could do for the first period and then almost the second. Once I realized that the flow was too heavy for me to just sit through the class and be an inconvenience for myself and possibly to others as well, I faked that I was sick and I went and I used a teacher's phone to call my mom,
Oh.
telling her that I was ill. So she was kind enough to come and pick me up. But as soon as I saw her, I just told, look, I'm not sick. Don't give me tablets. It's just my period. I just want to come home and relax. And we went back home. So I think I was only uncomfortable when I had my period again because I was not prepared at all. I did not have any backup, too shy to even ask for help. But once I was home, I was all up and fine. So I would say that is one very daunting story that I have from high school. I don't think anyone noticed. Thank God no one noticed. Maybe also because it was the starting of the day and no one thought anyone would fall sick as soon as they come to school. No one questioned,
But I
but I was
think
happy.
also, if they would have noticed, also it would have been too difficult for them to do anything because it's a taboo. They can't talk about it, no, in
Correct.
general.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. So
So
that's my story.
have there any been women shaming also? That's also a thing, by the way. Maybe not by men, but did any women make you feel something, or was were they very easy to talk to? You could, in general, can you talk to any woman about this, or there is also some kind of awkwardness with women to women also? Because why I'm bringing this is men are not really comfortable to talk about their problems with each other. It could be about
Mm-hmm.
a football game or a cricket game or a racing thing, what they would easily talk to. But if they have, if we have some problems in some places, I don't think so. We are very comfortable talking to each other. So it's not the case when you girls talk, is it? It's very comfortable in general.
It is
I would.
because,
Mhm.
like one thing I can tell is usually it's like if you go to some washroom, you don't even know that girl. I think at least personally, I am comfortable enough to be like, okay, I don't have pads. I'll just ask that girl, and they'll be so kind enough to be like, hey, wait, wait, I have. Usually, it'll be mostly whenever you ask, someone will
Mhm.
have it, and they'll be like, oh, like if there are three, four people in the washroom, usually this happens where you can just be like, do you have a pad? And they'll be like, no, by chance, even if that person says they don't have, there'll be some two other people, they'll check their bags and they'll be like, hey, wait, I have, and then they'll give you.
Ah,
So this
okay.
is really sweet about, like, even with girls, you can just randomly, even if you don't know them very well, again, it's not someone who is a stranger, but you can just be like, can you check on me, just to be like, is there a stain
Mhm.
or not? And this is very normalized. Like, I can just ask some new person I've just spoken to and be like, please check on me, and they'll check. So that is really nice. No
Mhm.
negative scenarios I have personally faced. Shivani, you?
True. I haven't had a taboo feeling experience with a woman or a girl. For the matter of fact, like Avi said, I think it's more like a primary response, a stimuli whenever a girl asks for a sanitary napkin or a pad. It's usually where girls just come together and they help. So that's something that I have seen that I was able to help with. I fairly remember. So, no, I have not had a talk with a girl or a woman for that matter of fact where having periods is looked down upon. We certainly are opinionated and say why us and all of that, but certainly not something where girls themselves say that's a you. So no, thank God I've not had an
Thank God for
experience
that.
of
I think
that.
because in general, women shaming is also a common thing. So people judging you for certain things of what you do and all, like they say, right? Woman is woman's enemy and all. Thank God it's not the case in this scenario. So I have one more question, which is basically, so it was deemed as kind of during that time, people don't want to touch also. There is a angle of untouchability coming in. So
Mhm.
where did it come from? And what do you guys think about it? And what do you think why? Do you think it was because I my friend had told one of the reasons which I'll tell later saying he come with that angle. Still, my question still lies with that explanation also. But yeah, why? Well, yes, please. You understood the question, I think.
Yes. Shivani, go ahead.
Okay, there is so much that I want to say. Um,
Yes, yes, please.
Yes. Open
again,
your heart out here. It's okay.
Yes.
I am not a person who believes having periods is anything as a taboo. It's natural. If a girl or a woman has a period, it means that she is healthy. So I think that is a fact that needs to be written on stone in every person's head. so that
Nah, like I
anything as
want to
such.
add a meme at this point of time. Ba 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 ba. Like that. That's a very meme. No, yes. Sorry. Huh?
Um, no worries. So I feel I have heard the conversations like what you mentioned in your question. It does have me frown at times, but again, I do understand that their culture might be different from where they're coming from. I have not tried asking them as to why, because again, I know possibly one of their answers is going to trigger me, and it's more going to be a debate. How I see it is you don't push away a person who has a fever or a cold, so why would you want to do the same with a
Yeah.
person who has periods?
Oh, nice.
So
Yes.
so it is even more different where a person who is say ill or has cough, they can cough on your face and you can get a cough. Period is like you don't even know a person has a period until like they possibly stain, and it's not something like you can do dhabba and the other person gets a period.
Sorry for my very childish response to this. Like, because when you came from that example, I was like, okay, but yeah, yeah, I get it. And that's a very beautiful way of putting it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is something that I feel should be normalized. It is something that has come from culture that can be or possibly is deep rooted. But now, when folks are understanding culture better, are not following some of the very oppressed traditions that were once followed, I think this is also the time where you stop thinking that a girl or a woman is not supposed to enter the kitchen when she is on a period. She cannot do this. You cannot be around her when she has her period. I feel that is something that needs to be again revisited, and opinions need to change. However, there are also certain traditions that I've heard, or maybe practices, or maybe this is just something that happens in some homes that I listen to. It is again not something that is practiced in my home. It is more like you're on a period, it's okay. You do things at your pace. Everyone's going to be calm and mellow around you. No one's going to crash out when you are like overwhelmed with emotions. But this is one good thing that I heard from one of my friend back in college. When she has a period, I think she has a couple of sisters too. Two sisters, I believe. When they have periods, they can sit and relax in the room as much as they want. Like they can watch the TV, they can do whatever they want, and no other member of the family is going to come and irritate you. You just sit. If you want to bed rot, you bed rot. You get to eat and enjoy whatever you want to. You want to have those heating pads, your dad or your brother is going to get for you. You just sit and you relax, and no one's going to overreact. No one's going to ask you to help with dishes. No one's going to ask you to go and get stuff. It's your time of the month. We know what's going on. So you just sit and relax. I think that's one uh, practice or maybe behavior at home that was explained by my friend that actually had me happy when compared to the others that I hear that actually has me frown. So this is what I believe. It should not be frowned upon. It's not something that is that can be easily passed on to people. It's not a disease, so please don't make it a taboo. Don't treat it as one as well.
Go, girl. Go, girl. Go.
Yeah. No, I
Yes.
think I
Comedy.
agree with a lot of the things that she said, and what she said about just now. Like in my house, it's that I can just be like, I'm on my periods, I have pain, and they'll not ask me to do anything. They'll not ask me to get up from the bed. The only thing is I will have to work. But yeah, that other than that, I think, and I can choose to put leave if I want for that as well, right? So that is one thing. And coming back to why it started, where it's untouchable and all of that, at least this is some conversation I've had with my mom where in the olden days, of course, women had to be suppressed. Like, that is kind of a defined rule type of thing that has happened. And at the same time, some women, at least this is what we believe. I don't really know if it is true, but it's like those few days of the month is where you are comparatively weaker, and it's like not in a way that this person is not strong, but it's also blood is leaving out of your body. It's like
Yeah.
you're
Correct.
having a wound, right? So in that case, it's like those 3 to 4 days that you're told to not touch anything, do anything, because previously women used to do cleaning, cooking, everything, and it used to be so strenuous. So this was a way for them to actually relax those 3 days without having to worry about the household chores, which was actually considered in a very negative format, even though that was not the thought process
No,
initially.
but I think my kind of explanation, what I heard was also this, but it also associated with the untouchability. I'm like, I understand all the part. You want to give them rest. You don't want them to do anything or something. But there were times when I have seen in like they are made to sleep separately in a mat or something. So I don't get that part of it. If you want to
Mm.
give
Yeah,
rest, give them rest like a normal rest, right? Why do you actually
correct.
have to
Mhm.
do that?
No, I think
Yeah.
that I really don't know. Even I think few days back with Ganapati puja and everything that was happening, there was one girl in one of the reels that I saw. She's crying in the video, and she's like, "Everyone is enjoying. I am sitting in the room. I can't even see what they are celebrating." And she's just crying. She's like, "Please understand, some girls don't really get to celebrate." And I really don't understand, if you are really a believer of God, God created a woman and God created the periods that the woman gets as well. So at least in
Mhm.
my house, which people, a lot of people will probably look down upon us because of this, but in my house at least we don't really care. If I want to do puja on my periods, I can do it because it's my choice. But yes,
Mhm.
we don't really want to, play with other people's beliefs. So I'll not be going to a temple or someone else's house when they're having some pujas
Mhm.
and stuff. But in my house, I do it. If I'm on my periods, I will still do a puja because I don't think God discriminates like that. That's not something you can consider. But one thing, that's why I kind of also a little bit have the leaning towards the witch, being a witch and the witchy rituals, is because a woman on her period is considered the strongest. Uh, and that is why, like,
Interesting.
it's again, maybe it's just that maybe the gods and everything was initially again written by a man and the stories were written by men and all of that, but the witchy rituals was actually started by women. Maybe that's how the thought processes have changed. In fact, this is not unhygienic personally to me also, but there are so many witchy rituals that are performed using period blood. Uh,
Yeah.
so it's so much of a contrast. I mean, I do not like those or approve that, but I appreciate the fact that they consider women to be powerful in those days as well. So yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
just all over the place, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it is a normal process like how you grow old. You start getting a
Yeah,
mustache if you're a guy. You
yeah.
start having it's part of your body. It's not something out of ordinary. And like Shivani said, also it's not a disease. Let's stop making it to seem like a disease or any taboo. And yeah, so any beautiful suggestions to people out there? People, please
Just
tell
a
what you
humorous
feel.
question. I have one humorous question towards you, Prajwal. So, first thing is, how do you think women come to know if they're on their period?
I think that will come. No.
Okay, good. No, I was just
Yeah,
like, will you be like, oh,
we
this
have
is
so
like,
much of strange stories in the thing that has to be the first signal of yes.
yeah.
Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah, and at the same time, like, this is something I think not many people know, because when I was in school, this is a very awkward experience for me as well. But there was a girl who got her periods, and her parents had never told her about periods at all. So she had no clue about pads or anything at that point. So, like, we gave her a pad and was like, use it. So she didn't know how to use a pad. Like, she didn't know, because a pad has like a sticky side and a non-sticky
Mhm.
side. So she really didn't know where to put
Oh,
what.
okay.
Yeah.
I always had this thought. How exactly does that? Okay. Yes,
Do
okay.
you know?
Now I think now I can figure out the sticky and non-sticky. I know. Like I know
Ah,
what
okay.
can happen here.
Explain. No, but not with too much TMI.
Now I think you asking me that question, knowing that how much TMI I normally indulge in. I think we should just continue with your friend's story. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
like, she was struggling. She literally was like crying. She's like, I don't know, why is it so sticky? Like, what do I do with it? And I feel like this has to be a little bit of an education that people have to, like, even with guys, I feel like you have a sister or a daughter or something, you need to know. Like, it's not always
Yeah.
the mother's job to be there for the kids, right?
Mhm.
That way.
No, also I
So,
feel it's not like there is no education. There is education, but there is no normalization is what I feel.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's still not okay to sit together and talk about this.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not guy will not be too comfortable doing this. Why? It's like any other
Yeah.
process, right? So
Correct.
I feel it's there is education. There are books. There are like we
No, but
study it
people
in
should
school.
choose to go and learn that also.
Yeah. So, but it's not normalized in a way where people would actually go through or know about this and
Hmm.
understand what is happening. So, before I forget, I think when we talk about this, we have to talk about you know, right? When pad is you when go to buy a pad, it is actually wrapped in a newspaper and given.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Why
the
people? Why?
shopkeeper is embarrassed.
Hmm.
For you, like that random uncle is actually embarrassed for you. How? I'm very sometimes that is a one question. If somebody in the audience, please, the
Yeah.
115 plus anymore if we get by then. So if you know, please let us know. I actually am very curious to understand what is the idea. So I feel sometimes it's like you don't want to let people know that she's on period by covering it. Why the hell are you worried about that?
I think
As
Hmm.
a
this is.
shopkeeper, it's none of your business.
I have you noticed a shopkeeper will give a condom without any problem, but not a pad without covering it. That makes
No,
no
also
damn
I
sense.
No, also I feel it's either wrapped in a paper or it's given in a black cover. Black
Yes.
ink. I don't know
Yes.
Ah,
why the hell it is given in a black cover.
correct. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a bomb. It's like a bazooka.
The black cover added the feel. I remembered all the scenarios when you said black.
Yes, yes. Because when I went to, I think I have bought my sister pad sometimes, and I felt I was like, that was a genuine curious question which came in my head because I did not think. I was like, okay, I know I am buying a pad. I know. He knows he's selling a pad. Why the why the idiot is he covering? I have no clue.
You
And my
can
sister
choose to
knows she
cover it
got
if
a
you
period.
want, but why does he need
No,
to cover
no.
it before giving
See,
it?
the parties involved already knows. The person selling knows he is giving a pad. I know I'm buying a pad. My sister knows she got a period. Who the hell is he worried about? I'm like, what is happening, people? If somebody knows, please let us know why exactly it is. If some
Yeah.
medical shop guy is watching our video, which I don't know, please write us. Why the hell do you cover it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have to somehow bring it to a good closure because this is becoming a documentary film, is what I'm thinking. 3.5 hours. So yes, final words, people. What you want to say? What you
Shiva,
want to see the
please go ahead.
change, or what do you see? Yeah, please.
I would first thing say what we started with. Please don't use the term PMSing very conveniently. It is not kind to use. It makes people in general and especially girls and women feel very invalid. Those are emotions of ours. Sometimes we are actually angry. Sometimes it is just the hormones. So casually pulling out the term PMSing
Yes.
is
Sorry, I
just
have
not.
to add here. Don't use
Mhm,
it as an insult on the guy also. So if guy is doing something, they will use it saying, "Oh, are you PMSing?" It's not. Don't use it like that. Yes.
mhm.
Yes. Plus.
Yeah.
Yes. Continue.
So I would say that. And don't, like, to the guys who are watching, don't feel shy to ask questions. It is okay to ask curious questions. Again, let me be very exact. Don't be creepy. But if you
I
actually
knew
want to know,
when she corrected herself like curious, I was like, okay. Yeah, don't ask creepy questions at all. Yeah, correct.
true.
We
It
don't
is okay
encourage
to
creepy
ask.
questions.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Girls are more than willing to share. We already have so much to go through. It feels like it'll be too much even to rant. We overthink all the time, especially during our period. So if we do find someone who's genuinely wanting to know, we are going to tell you how it is going to be like, what we go through. And the more you know, it is going to be more of something that you can carry forward in your future, maybe with the person that you meet, your family, or just your siblings, or in general, to care about people that you go around. If you see a girl who's feeling uncomfortable and maybe see that she has stained her skirt or her pant on the street, instead of standing there staring at her like all the other guys, you can be the one who steps up and does something. Maybe offer your jacket, maybe ask her if she needs a pad, maybe look for the closest washroom and guide her there. Don't go inside. But yeah, so just be educated. It is okay.
क्या बात है
It is
क्या बात है क्या बात है शिवानी
so it
Yeah.
is okay to go out from the negligent phase to the educated phase, but don't go backwards. Don't be a sheep in the flock of sheep that just say, okay, it's just periods. It's just something that girls have. They just overreact. It is not just a thing. We
No, I
bring
think
life.
irrespective
Mhm.
of period or not, don't tell they are overreacting.
Yes.
It's okay.
Very true.
Let's
If
not
we
get there.
are,
Then
if we are or we are
don't
not.
take the supari for yourself. Yeah, yeah.
True. So that's something I'd say.
Yeah.
Beautiful. और तुम्हारे अनमोल रतन रतन आए so Kaveri. Yes,
I
please.
would just say any guy who is really put, like, I'm not talking about girls because I feel like that education is there and the normalization is there, and the normalization is needed on the guy's side right now. And if you normalize it, you're going to look so hot to girls, you know that. Like, really, just to look hot, please normalize. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, please.
Yeah, so yeah, because she said everything, I had to change it in some way. But honestly, I feel like if
True.
your value in our minds increase if you really give
Hmm.
that extra, show that extra curiosity and care. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
The
Two
non-relevant
cents.
one will give you
Yeah,
some
two
sense.
cents.
Please understand this. This is not something you are like. You have a mother, you have a sister, you have people around you. You needing to know what they go through is very very necessary. So please be part of the process rather than being a problem. They already have a problem.
Hmm.
Don't be a problem. Oh, I'll not touch and all. Oh, that time of the time you come to office. Don't do this nonsense and all. Please, people.
Hmm.
So please.
Grow up a little
If
bit.
you can't be the help, don't be the problem. That's it.
Yes.
Try and
Very true.
understand, try and normalize this. This is very, 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 very much needed. And yeah, this has become a 2.5 hours documentary. Yeah, whatever.
It's
This
okay,
is very
watch.
important.
Yes, yeah, it's worth it.
So I had
Very true.
so much of education, so much of understanding, but I'm also glad that I'm on the side who is little aware.
Yes.
But there are people who are not at all aware, and the moment you tell period, oh my god, oh I will die if I listen one more time period and all. There are people who are acting like this also.
Hmm.
Really? Oh
Hmm.
God.
Please,
Yes.
yes, please go to the episode and
Yes.
do tell us in your comments what do you think about all the topics what we have discussed. Please do comment. Now to see enough is enough. I'm like now I'm getting angry. Yeah,
He's profession.
and all the 100
He's a professor now.
yeah, and all the 100 people who have subscribed, I'll give personal puppies. But after saying this, I'm
Now there are.
realizing that number might reduce. That number might reduce. So no puppies, but you understand the feeling. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the long
And
episode for today. Please watch it. Don't be shy to watch it also. Please
Hmm.
watch it.
share.
And yeah,
Share
share.
with people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Share it. You don't have to speak about it also in that case. Just share. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Let's
much
say
for
boy
having
boy.
me.
Chacha
Bye
boy
bye.
boy we will do because it's
Boy,
been ages. Boy
boy.
boy.
Boy, boy.